The first part is just an old sketch, isn't it? For babies.
Yeah, like should be like a minute. What you read for? I didn't understand what I was supposed to do.
That's okay, just like normal. Right, so V3 now. Part 1, what are we to do here? We have this graph. Oh, give me a break. Is this even or odd? Do you remember this?
It is even.
Fx is even because f, well, it's kind of obvious from the graph, f of minus x equals f of x on the graph. Or in other words, what's the word? Symmetric. 2 m's in symmetric?
Yeah.
It looks wrong. Who cares? Symmetric around the y-axis. Okay, we're cool. That's alright. Okay, the next part is they want you to sketch this. So what's the effect of putting the half in front?
It reduces by half. It's only y-axis.
Yeah. So instead of going to -4, it will go to -2. And that's really it. The numbers is what they care to see. Okay, well that was easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And part 2, what's the effect of having the minus in front of the fx? It flips it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So the graph now will go like this. And this here is -2, 2, and here 4. What's so hard about that? Nothing. Wait, what? That was half the question done?
Yes.
Alright. Right, let's have a look at the B part then here. Should I feel like I could almost get vectors done as well? Alright. B part 1. Gx equals Ex, but please note that x can only be positive or equals 0. And then Hx equals cos squared x, and x is between 0 and pi. What's the range of Gx? Okay. Does anyone know what the range of Gx is? If you picture the graph, what way does the graph go? It goes like this, doesn't it? What is this point here? 1. So if you look at the graph, if the x can only be positive, what can you say about the y?
Negative.
What are you talking about? Look, if the x is positive, what can you see about the y? The y must be bigger than 1. The answer is, KJ, 1 to infinity. And then for Hx, here's the graph for cos. And that's cos from 0 to pi. So what can you say about the range here? -1 to 1. Because it goes from up there to down there on the y-axis. Yeah? Okay. Do you remember how to get the inverse? No. In fact, it's actually pretty easy. If Gx is equal to Ex, what's the inverse of that? the inverse function of EX. How do you cancel an EX? How do you undo an EX? Yeah, log X. And then what about this one now? HX equals cos squared. How would you undo that? How would you undo a cos squared? So you take an X, listen, you take X, okay, you cos it, and you square it. What's the reverse of that?
Square root.
Square root it,
Cos inverse.
cos inverse it. Can you picture the change? X, cos X squared. So if you go backwards, first we have X, cos, and square. What's the backwards order? Square root
X.
Yeah, square root X and then cos inverse it. So the answer is, where's my pen? I can't see. Oh, there it is. Square root X and then cos inverse.
But I thought the square was on the cos X.
No, think of it like this. Look, here's X, and then what do? We cos it, and then what do? Square it. So if you're going backwards, if you start here with X, what's the last thing we did? Square it. So what's the first thing we do here now? Square root it. And then what's the last thing we do? Cos inverse it.
So why did you do all that? Why did you do all of this procedure?
What do you mean, this here?
Yeah.
Oh, because they didn't understand.
Yeah, I mean because you asked for the inverse.
Yeah. Yeah, that's this one here we're doing. These are the inverse functions.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah? Okay, last part. They want you to solve this equation. Gx equals G inverse E3.
G minus X.
Oh, sorry, G minus X. Okay, what's G? That's E, isn't it? So this will be E minus X. And what's G inverse? What function is G inverse? Log. So that's log E3. What happens with log and E? Cancel. So you have E minus X equals 3. How can I cancel the E? With a log.
Yes.
So I get minus X equals log 3. So X equals minus log 3.
You leave it like that.
Yeah, because they say exact value. What's our time? No. I'm not going to get another question done. Right? What?
Something to dance about.
Yeah?
Like what? Music?
Or maybe it is free music with your bank account. No.
I want something to dance with.
Alright, whatever. Right. So what's the story with maths? This is only our second paper, isn't it? But we have still to do 4, 5, 6. So we'll get that finished in a 1 hour class. And then we can start paper version number 3.
I don't know if you can do 6.
Actually, you know what? I think you're right. I think we're not going to do 6 for this paper. So we have to just do 4 and 5. And what's the story with physics? We got 2 done.
Yeah.
So we'll be starting version 3 next week then. Okay. How many? 2 teaching weeks left? Okay, great. We'll do a few more papers then. We'll probably get 3 more maths done and 3 more physics, I hope.
3 more?
About 2 maybe. No, maybe 3, yeah. I mean, it takes about 3 hours to do 1 physics paper, so... Well, we might get to do them quicker as they start to repeat, maybe. Anyways,
So for the math 2 hours, final?
No, it's changed. I think it's 2.5 now. There's more questions because it's for both semesters.
Okay, that's 2.5. And what about physics?
Don't worry, the physics the same. It's changed as well, I think. But don't worry. The last practice exam I want to do with you is an example exam that will be like your exam. I mean, the format will be the same.
You allow us to do it first and just do it.
Would you prefer if I gave it to you to do at home and then I'll do it in class? Yeah. So I'll do 2 more past exams and then I'll give you one. You know this word mock exam?
Yeah, mock exam.
Your practice exam, which will be like the real exam you'll do, the time and the number of questions. And then you can do that for a homework. I can do it in class then. So I have a practice maths exam, but I think I need to find a practice physics exam. The physics, the content hasn't changed, but the length of the exam has changed. But I don't think there's much. I really don't think there's much difference. I think the only difference is I don't even think there is much of a difference, except that they give you less time to do the same amount. But like I said, 3 hours I thought was plenty of time. So 2.5 I still think is plenty, especially because you don't have to do all of section B. You just have to do your best 3 questions. Let me just tell you something about the physics now. So